What's good, YouTube? Target here and welcome to another episode of Design and Manage, my city Skylines and Modded Let's Play series. In the last episode we have built this road layout and we've also started the building of the first buildings, so to say. And today I think we can start focusing on services, because this area is pretty much lacking in that aspect. We need to add some hospitals, some police stations, some fire stations, some education, and etc. So let's just start working. Alright, before we even start doing anything, before we expand our city even further, there are a few things that we should address, and those specific things are power, water, sewage and trash, because we are pretty much on the verge of all of these things, so I think we should prepare for it. When it comes to trash, we are even on the negative, which is bad. So I think we should add a few more facilities of each before we even expand the city. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I am going to rework this area quite a bit. I think we can add everything that we need in this particular location. So I'm just going to pause the simulation. And I think I want to expand this area to add a few more landfills. So let me just move these things over here. Okay, I have moved all the trash facilities out of the way, and I've also moved the bus depots to other location. And when it comes to the power plants, these are my power plants, I have pretty much been doing the math, and I think if we replace all of these with a nuclear power plant, we are even going to produce more power, and we are also going to pay a less maintenance cost. So I think it's finally time for us to go nuclear, so I am going to delete all of this. And before I resume the simulation, I cannot forget to place a nuclear power plant. But before that, let's just start working on this layout. And before I even do anything when it comes to roads, I think I want to get the sewage situation pretty much out of the way, because this is the only place where I can place these facilities. And hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, we will not flood this area as it happened some episodes ago. So hopefully this will be just enough. The water level is not that high, so I'm hoping it doesn't flood the thing, but we'll see. Okay, so everything piped down, and I want to add 2 additional landfills, and I believe we can do it right about over here. Maybe if we can put one there, and if we put a road that goes right behind the sewage treatment plants, we can place, oh, we can even put it over here. Okay, that's pretty good. And we can now delete this road and make it a bit snugger. And there we go, and now we can put another one. There we go, perfect fit. And I'm gonna take advantage of this situation to set this landfill to empty and this one to an empty, so say start filling again. Now when it comes to my recycling centers, in the future I think I want to put them on another location, because these are not so polluting facilities, which I believe do not fit right next to the landfills and to the incinerators. But for the time being I am going to place them on this location. I'm going to keep them here, and I am gonna place all of them pretty much in a row. You know what, I think the incinerators could come first. And yes, I know I'm spending a lot of money in these relocations, but it should be fine. Now a couple more over here, let's just place them on a line. Okay, I'm enjoying the way this is turning out to be. Now I believe we can just place just another recycling center, just to make this even. And we can close off the layout pretty much right about over here. And for the time being, I'm just gonna enclose everything with roads. And I'm gonna connect everything over here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now we just need to find a way to fit the gigantic nuclear power plant. So let's just grab it. And yeah, we need to find a place for it, and I think this will be it. I think it fits good, but perhaps we can enclose it a bit better. Alright guys, there we go. A pretty nice fit, at least for the time being. I have spent a lot of time relocating the nuclear power plant because I am a noob and I didn't plan this ahead. But it doesn't matter because we're rich, pretty much. And yeah, I really like how this layout turned out to be. And before we resume the simulation, we cannot forget about the additional water sources, because we have taken care of the sewage, but we have totally forgotten about the water piping facilities, which are these ones. And I am gonna place them over here. I need to make sure they fit correctly, and I think I'm gonna put 2 of them. And there we go, just pipe everything back again. Okay, everything is set up. Now we just have to resume the simulation and see everything adjusting, and hopefully our budget will not go downhill, but there's only one way to find out. Let's resume it and see this area developing. Oh no, I miscalculated. This isn't good. So it appears I was wrong after all. Let's try disabling one of them and see how everything adjusts. Okay, perhaps it was an initial shock thingy because I have enabled the second water treatment plant again, and it seems that everything is controlled. Even though it's almost flooding over here. We'll just have to wait and see how it develops. If it floods, I'll just take one of these out and put it on another place. But anyway, let's take a look at the results. Our budget seems to be pretty much balanced, which is cool. Electricity is fine for the time being, heating as well. Water and sewage treatment is also fine, and trash, well, we're still on the red zone, but I don't know, we'll keep it for now and see how it goes, because the landfill is only at 22%, so we got that going, which is fine. Now let's move on to the city. Alright guys, let's try and focus on services for our new area that we have just built on the last episode. So we need quite a bit of things over here, and I think I'm going to start with the police and also the fire. And I've already selected a location for these types of buildings, and I'm going to place a big fire station right about over here on our arterials, because it has tremendous coverage. It covers pretty much the entire layout. So I'm gonna put one of those over there, and I will want to also put a big police headquarters right about over here. That's pretty amazing. Maybe we can even scoot this a bit to the right. You know what? Let's scoot it all the way over here, and this one all the way over here. Okay, and once again I'm spending a lot of money in relocation, but it is what it is. And all this work just to continue the pathway. And there we go. And just to connect these things together, I think I'm gonna expand commercial just to transfer some power from one way to the other. And I cannot forget about water. Yeah, that's pretty much settled. And that should be fine for the time being. Let me just put some more commercial. And there we go. So the fire and the police are already taken care of. They should be powered pretty soon. And yes, there we go. No more power issues. Now let's move on to healthcare. I am going to place a second hospital. Third. So we have one here and another one over here. Okay, it's the third hospital. And I'm gonna place it right about over here because it's pretty close to the arterials as well, and as you can see it covers pretty much the entire layout. So we got that taken care of as well. Let's see how's the power situation, and of course We are lacking a bit, but that's fine because we are going to place a park over here. And okay, I get a feeling I'm missing something. Oh yes, of course, education. We need to place some schools. Let's place one elementary school right about over here. And another elementary school right about over here. How about that? And this one can even go to this side. I think it will look better. Yeah, there we go. Now we just have to replenish the zoning that we have destroyed. Okay, we are done with elementary schools. Let me just remove this bit of residential. And now we should focus on high schools. And I think we're gonna need at least one of those for the time being. And I think I'm gonna put it right about over here. Right in the corner. Yeah, pretty cool. And in the future we're gonna place another one over here to cover this area. But for now this is pretty much settled. And I believe we're okay with education. Yeah, we're on a green zone. That's cool. And now we just need some more parks. And for parks, I think I want to turn this central area over here, this commercial, into a plaza area, so to say. So let me just grab this particular park, the horses, and I will want a horsey over here, a horsey over there, another horsey over here, and another horsey over there. Yeah, there we go. Horses everywhere. We love this. Let me just check how's the park situation. Oh, and it covered quite a bit of the location, but I think we can even make it better. Let us put a playground right about over here. Can we put a second one? Yes, we can, but perhaps we can add a bit more variety. How about a dog park? There we go, everything should be turning blue. Yeah, there we go, that's what I like to see. This area is asking for a park, isn't it? I believe it is, and we're gonna put it right on the corner. And power should now transfer to the hospital. And we'll decorate this a bit in the future. But for now we are missing some more parks at around over here, so we need to take care of that. I believe this is a good location for some plazas because they fit perfectly, so let's place some of them right about over here. And we can turn this off for the time being because we don't have any buildings over here that require some leisure. And now that I take a good look at it, we need to fix the pathways because they got pretty much messed up, so we can fix them rather simply by continuing all the way over here. And we need to do the same over here next to the horses that we have placed. So let's place them all the way over here and connect them back. Give a bit of a gap between the buildings and the parks themselves. And wrap it around over here. And how's traffic in this intersection? It seems that we are having a few stops, but I think that's because we have an intersection very close to the avenue. But overall it seems to be pretty much controlled. Cars are stopping, but traffic is flowing pretty much. We don't have a huge line that goes right until the highway, which is pretty much controllable. Yeah, as you can see, traffic is flowing rather nicely, at least for now. Okay, and finally, just to finish up the park situation, I think I want to add a final building to this location, and that will be the botanical garden, because it fits rather nicely over here. And yeah, I think this is a tremendously good place for it. At least I believe so. Yeah, we can keep it for the time being and see if it needs some adjustments in the future, but I think we're set. Oh, and of course, a very important thing that we also cannot forget, which is activate this metro station, because we now have a few buildings over here that need access to transportation. And we can pretty much finish up the zoning of commercial on this strip. and we can also expand the location of, not the location, but the zoning of offices to this side, because this is going to be a buffer. And over here as well, we can pretty much finish up the zoning of this and do the same over here. Okay, and we can start focusing on some residential as well. Perhaps we can zone this entire block. And there we go, and let's just see it develop. Another thing that we can do now that the city is quite developed is upgrade the avenue to a higher capacity one, and I think this one is going to be ideal for this particular location. And I think I've deleted the pathway. Yeah, I need to replace it. I cannot forget about that. And there we go. And before I forget that, I need to... Oh no, what's going on? Oh, okay. That's no big deal. The more I look at this particular area, at this segment over here, the more I feel the need of it to be an open area. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to dezone all of this commercial that is on this particular segment and turn it into an open area. Perhaps we can turn it into an artificial park. So let's just dezone these things and delete all of this commercial. And a lot of people went away. And yeah, I think it looks much better. And we can even turn it into a real park. How about that? Okay, here we have it, Meadow Park. I am not gonna place a gate on this park, but I am going to place some decorations. Let's see what we have here on the city park. We have the Park Plaza, which occupies quite a bit of space. So I think I am going to break my material a little bit and delete these pathways. Let's try and do some patterns over here, something that will look good. How about something like this? Yeah, I can live with it. I think it looks good. So yeah, let's keep it. I wonder if they are going to get visitors. And it even looks very good from far away. Look at that. Really like it. Okay, we'll keep it for now. And oh, and look at that. The traffic issue seems to be pretty much settled. I think that kind of thing happens when you place a lot of residential all of a sudden, because people are pretty much moving in. Every time a building is growing or upgrading, people have to move into the new houses. So if you're zoning a lot of residential all of a sudden, you will have a lot of people moving in at the same time, which will create a lot of traffic issues. I think that's the cause. Or at least that's my theory. It's been a while since we have a death wave. And now I remember what I forgot. Some death care facilities. Yeah. But anyway, I need to manage this. We have a few cemeteries that are full, so we need to get them empty. And we also have some of them who are empty and can be pretty much set free to start collecting some dead bodies. This one is also full. Yeah, I have been failing to manage all these cemeteries. So yeah, this will pretty much take a while to get back to normal. But we can take advantage of this opportunity to add a bit more cemeteries. Now I just need to find a good place for them. You know what? I think I'm gonna put a cemetery right next to the hospital because, well, it's quite fitting, and I can even scoot it a bit to the back and place some trees over here in this rectangle to hide it a bit. And we should also place a few crematoriums because we don't have a lot of them in this area. I am gonna place them in this location because they fit very nice. Look at that. And I'm gonna place just 2 of them over here, and they should suffice. Okay guys, let's wrap up this episode by finishing this part of the layout. We are going to place the rest of commercial that we still need to place, which is this one over here, and we can even leave a small gap for a pathway. There we go. And I also, this is probably not gonna be a good idea, but I am gonna zone all of this with residential all of a sudden. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's not gonna help out with death waves, but that's pretty much what it is. And now that we have a few buildings over here, we can place some more bus lines. So now that we have this area covered by this metro station, now we can add a few more lines that connect this area to this particular metro station. So let's work on that. I think I'm gonna start over here on the opposite side of the other line. I am gonna bring it all the way over here in front of the park. I am gonna connect it over here, and that provides a connection to the metro because we have a pathway over here. And I'm gonna add another line over there, another one over here, and now I believe we can come back by setting some more stops, one over here, one over there, and let's just wrap it up. And now we can have a secondary line that comes from over here, grabs people from this location, stops here, then right in front of the hospital, then turns back, and we can pretty much go through the same location and add another stop, perhaps over here. And now we can just wrap it all up, and we can add an additional stop perhaps over here and another one on the exact same location as this line over here. And there we go, this area is pretty much covered. Oh, and of course we can already activate these parks over here, or these plazas. There we go. But anyway guys, that's gonna be it for today. I hope you have enjoyed this video. We are at about 60,000 population, so it's only a matter of time until we reach the last milestone, which is at 65,000, and we can then work on the airport. I know a lot of you have been waiting for a long time for the airport and are really anxious for that, and I just ask you to bear with me for a little longer. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If so, please consider giving it a like, it will help out my channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you want to follow the development of this city. If you have any suggestions for things that I should build in the future, please leave a comment. And finally, if you want to connect with me online, don't forget to follow me on social media. Thank you so much for watching guys, and as always, have fun!